All right, guys, we need to talk about what just dropped about Jared Leto, because this is absolutely insane. I'm not even kidding when I say this story has completely blown up the internet in the last 48 hours. 9 women have come forward with some seriously disturbing allegations against the Oscar winner, and honestly, some of this stuff is so shocking that I had to double-check everything before making this video. So here's what's happening right now. Jared Leto, the guy from 30 Seconds to Mars and all those massive Hollywood movies, is facing accusations that are making everyone's jaw drop. We're talking about allegations of inappropriate behavior, targeting underage fans, and way worse. Stuff that I'll get into in a minute. But here's the thing that's really getting people talking. Apparently, this has been an open secret in Hollywood for years. Before we dive deep into these allegations, let me just say that everything I'm covering today comes from a major investigation that just dropped. This isn't gossip or rumors from Twitter. This is serious investigative journalism from Airmail, which is run by the same guy who used to be the editor of Vanity Fair. So we're talking about real reporting with real sources, not just random claims on the internet. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, wait, who exactly is Jared Leto and why should I care about this? Let me fill you in real quick. This dude isn't just some random celebrity. He's basically built himself into this almost godlike figure for his fans. I'm talking about the kind of celebrity worship that honestly feels more like an actual cult than a normal fan base. His followers call themselves the Echelon, and they literally treat this guy like he's their spiritual leader or something. And get this, Leto has totally leaned into this whole cult leader vibe. He's been organizing these expensive retreats where fans pay literally thousands of dollars just to hang out with him on private islands. The most famous one was called Mars Island off the coast of Croatia, where people were paying over $6,000 to meditate and chant with their idol. I've seen the photos from these things, and it's honestly pretty creepy. Leto in white robes leading silent processions through forests while dozens of fans copy his every move. The band has literally tweeted, "Yes, this is a cult," with the hashtag Mars Island. So now you're probably understanding why these new allegations are hitting so hard. When you've got this level of devotion from fans, especially young fans, and you're putting yourself in this position of power over them, things can go very wrong very quickly. And according to these 9 women who came forward, that's exactly what happened. The allegations themselves are pretty disturbing, so I'm going to be careful how I explain this. These women are claiming that Leto specifically targeted young fans, many of whom were minors when the alleged incidents happened. We're talking about girls who were 16, 17, 18 years old at the time. The reports include claims about inappropriate text messages, phone calls, and physical encounters that allegedly went way over the line. One of the most shocking allegations involves Leto reportedly asking sexual questions to a 16-year-old girl. Another woman claims he walked out naked in front of her when she was just 17. But probably the most serious allegation is from someone who says he exposed himself and forced her to touch him when she was 18. These aren't vague accusations either. These women gave detailed accounts to investigators about what they say happened. What's really messing with my head about this whole story is how it allegedly went on for so long without anyone doing anything about it. Multiple sources are saying this behavior was basically an open secret in Hollywood circles. People knew, people talked about it, but nobody stepped up to stop it. It's like that classic Hollywood thing where everyone whispers about stuff behind closed doors, but nobody wants to be the one to actually call it out publicly. And honestly, this timing makes perfect sense when you think about it. We're in this era now where victims feel more empowered to speak out, and journalists are actually taking these kinds of stories seriously, instead of just brushing them under the rug. The Airmail investigation didn't just take anonymous tips and run with them. They did real interviews with multiple accusers and tried to verify their stories wherever they could. Now, obviously, Leto's team has come out swinging with denials. His representatives are basically saying all of this is completely false, which is pretty much what you'd expect from any celebrity's damage control team when something like this drops. But here's the thing. When you've got 9 different women coming forward independently with similar stories about similar behavior patterns, it becomes a lot harder to just dismiss everything as lies or misunderstandings. The impact this could have on Leto's career is potentially massive. Hollywood studios are notorious for dropping actors the second serious allegations surface, especially when minors are involved. We've seen this playbook so many times before. One day you're an A-list star attached to major projects, the next day your agent won't return your calls, and your upcoming movies are mysteriously getting recast. But here's where things get really interesting from a social media perspective. Leto's fan base has always been incredibly loyal, like scary loyal. These people have defended him through everything over the years and treated any criticism of their idol as a personal attack. But this isn't just bad reviews or career drama we're talking about. These are serious allegations involving minors and sexual misconduct. Even the most devoted fans are going to have a hard time defending this kind of behavior if it turns out to be true. I've been watching the reactions on social media since this story broke, and it's honestly fascinating to see how divided people are. Some longtime fans are expressing genuine shock and disappointment, saying they never saw this coming. Others are going full defensive mode, claiming it's all lies meant to bring down their hero. But there's also this third group that's saying they're not surprised at all, which honestly is pretty telling. What really gets me about this whole situation is how it highlights these ongoing power dynamic issues in the entertainment industry. When you're dealing with young fans who literally worship you, the potential for abuse becomes terrifyingly real. These weren't industry professionals who might have more power to speak out or protect themselves. These were teenagers who idolized someone they thought genuinely cared about them. The betrayal of trust in situations like this goes so much deeper than just the immediate harm caused. These fans probably saved up money to attend his concerts, bought his albums, followed his every move on social media, and genuinely believed he was this amazing person who cared about his followers. To find out that care allegedly came with these kinds of strings attached has to be absolutely devastating. Another thing that's really bothering me about this story is the enabler aspect. If this really was an open secret like people are claiming, that means other people in Leto's orbit knew what was allegedly happening and chose to stay quiet. We're talking about band members, management, security staff, other industry professionals who might have witnessed inappropriate behavior or heard credible reports about it. Their silence allegedly allowed this pattern to continue for years. So what happens next? That's the million-dollar question right now. Will more accusers come forward now that these 9 women have broken their silence? It wouldn't surprise me at all if this investigation opened the floodgates and encouraged other potential victims to share their experiences. Will law enforcement get involved if any of the alleged incidents fall within the statute of limitations? Will the entertainment industry actually take meaningful action this time, or will this be another case where things blow over after a few news cycles? For the women who came forward, speaking out took incredible courage. They're going up against someone with massive wealth, influence, and a devoted fan base that might turn on them for telling their stories. The fact that 9 separate women were willing to put their names and experiences on the record suggests this investigation uncovered something really significant. The entertainment industry is definitely watching this story closely because it's another major test of how seriously Hollywood takes allegations of misconduct, especially involving minors. The response from studios, streaming platforms, and other industry players is going to send a clear message about whether real change has happened since Me Too started, or if powerful figures can still weather these storms with enough money and legal pressure. This story isn't going anywhere anytime soon. The detailed nature of the investigation, the number of accusers involved, and the serious nature of the allegations pretty much guarantee we're going to be hearing about this for months. Whether Jared Leto can survive this professionally remains to be seen, but one thing's for sure. His reputation has been permanently changed by these explosive claims. The guy who built his entire career on being mysterious and enigmatic now finds himself exposed in ways he definitely never intended. He's facing questions that go straight to the heart of how he's allegedly treated his most devoted fans for years. And honestly, regardless of how this all plays out legally or professionally, the court of public opinion has already started making its judgment. What do you guys think about all this? Are you surprised by these allegations, or did you see something like this coming? Let me know in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe because I'll definitely be following this story as it develops. This is exactly the kind of Hollywood scandal that tends to have more chapters, and I have a feeling we're just getting started with the Jared Leto controversy.